Hey, this is Tim Pierce. Dave Phillips builds racks and pedal boards for a lot of notable guitar players. He's been kind enough to work on my rigs over the years also. Dave has an enormous amount of knowledge, and here he shares with us some of the secrets to David Gilmour's guitar tones. We had a lot of fun recreating the solo sound on Comfortably Numb. Click the link below for a free tab of that solo. Also below is the link for the online masterclass. So Dave.
Yes.
As a person who listens to only vinyl, 100% vinyl.
It's true.
That's the truth, right?
Yes.
No exaggeration.
No exaggeration.
What did David Gilmour use originally for this solo?
On the wall, his main setup was a Color Sound Power Booster into a 74 Ram's Head Big Muff, and then into a Electric Mistress. And for his delay, it was an MXR digital delay, which we don't have, but I'm using a Memory Man and substitute for that.
Yeah, good substitute, right?
And then it was into an Alembic preamp, into some high watts with some WEM cabinets with Fanes. There is talk that he used a Yamaha RA200 Leslie spinning cabinet in combination with the flanger at the same time.
Right.
It sounds like it more at the end than during the main solo. But this is the main setup is 3 Color Sound Power Booster, Big Muff, and a Mistress is the main key to his sound from like, oh geez, it was from 77 on. Even until today, he's different variations of that particular stuff, whether it be Cornish or, but he's always got the Mistress and he's always got a Big Muff and he's always got a boost.
So tell me how you went after it. I mean, I can see the pedals there, but tell me about the amp too.
Well, the amp I'm using is similar because it's got a Fender front end. It's a blanket chip twin place. Yeah. And I'm using that as the Fender. The speakers aren't right, but they're close. Well, they're Celestians. He used Fanes. But you can kind of get a ballpark. But any kind of Fender front end.
Would an old Bassman work?
Bassman would work.
Yeah.
Twin.
Yeah, okay.
High watts, obviously, because he loved high watts as well. And yeah, that would be the main platform. I got the Tejas Boost by XTS, which is their version of a power booster, which is one of the best ones I've heard. What that does is it adds the woodiness to the guitar and the fatness of a Strat. Then we got the Ram's Head 74 Big Muff.
That's a beauty. It's clean.
I mean, I just finding these things on eBay years ago. Crossing your fingers, it was a good one. And then this is a 79 Mistress. With, your Andy Summers and your David Gilmour and all that stuff. So those 3, and then I'm using the Memory Man for the delay on like a quick 300 and something milliseconds. In the studio, he had the MXR.
Right. Was it the rack one?
Rack one.
Okay, I know that one.
Yeah, that's what he used. And before that, it was Benson Echo Rex back in the day on all the Dark Side stuff.
Yeah.
But when he got the digital delay, that went out on the Floyd tours and the wall on, but that's basically the signal chain. I'm using these loop strips so that when they're off, they're out of the chain because I didn't want to bypass them because I don't want to mess with the value of them and so forth.
Yeah, with the old pedals, these loop strips are even more essential.
Yeah, so you don't, when you step on these, they're going to fall apart.
And you can actually use these because you're only using them in the right combinations at the right time.
Yeah.
And everything is bypassed when you're not
So
using
let's
them.
take some things off here.
Let's do it.
This is...
So that's basically the clean sound of the amp.
Yeah. This is what... Now we're at the Tejas, the fat.
Okay, that's just a little boost.
Then we'll kick the Ram's Head in.
Now you can really hear the difference there.
That's without it. Now we'll kick the Mistress on. And the brightness, the peak, the
Funny how it adds to the EQ. Oh, yeah.
And then the Memory Man will just give it a bump and like a fatness. He ran the gain back on the Big Muff and used the boost to kick it a little bit. So if you turn the Big Muff up too much, it'll get a little fizzy and weird.
Right.
So he kind of cleaned it up that way.
Yeah, where do you have the volume on this Big Muff?
This guy is about...
Yeah, it's not up very much.
Not up very much. The tone is about 1 o'clock, and then the gain is about straight up.
It really helps to play it with the Tejas on. So Dave,
Yes.
we've worked together a long time.
Mhm.
I brought you a lot of pedal boards to build, some rack stuff to build, some pesky problems to solve. But you do that for a lot of well-known people. Just name a couple of guitar players.
Some of the guys I work with are Michael Landau, Eric Johnson, Doyle Bramhall, yourself, Paul Jackson Jr., Mike Campbell from the Heartbreakers, Colin Hay of Men at Work, Ario Speedwagon, Dave Amato, Vivian Campbell of Def Leppard, just some of them.
Yeah, and a lot of bands too.
A lot of bands.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, so what you do, like you've got pedal boards being built all around you right here.
Yeah.
And I see that, I've seen this before, this is a really cool thing. The way you space everything. Now, have you purchased the actual pedal board for this build yet?
Not yet. I'll lay it on the floor and I'll leave space obviously for cabling and where I need to go.
Yeah.
And then I'll order the board to be exactly the shape I need for the footprint.
And what people don't realize is there are constant noise problems to solve. I mean, the thing about your knowledge is this is not an easy job. And I know this because in my garage for a number of years I would build my own pedal boards, and the minute I would group 3 or 4 pedals, there'd be a noise problem or a gain problem. And then I'd get it exactly right and put the 8th pedal down, and that would cause a problem.
Yeah.
And then the wiring would break over. I mean, it's a serious thing.
Yes, I mean, it's hit and miss. Sometimes I'll do it all right, and then I'll put it together, and there'll be a hump. Sometimes, and then sometimes you never know what you're going to get until you're completed.
But you have to solve that. You have to go back.
I have to figure out what is the problem. And I normally leave enough space from the power supplies near the pedals.
Yeah.
I separate the audio and the power. The power goes down one side of the board, the audio goes down the other. Mainly because to keep them separate and also to be able to easily change them and modify them without having to undo a rat's nest if you had everything running together.
Yeah. And so, I mean, the beauty of this, I mean, aesthetically, it's just
this is me being silly and artistic, because it's my board. So.
But we'll have to go through all these at another time. I'm coming back for sure. I want to show this board.
Okay.
Because I know it's going out the door in a couple of days. So this is a client board.
Yes, a friend of mine from St. Louis.
And did you guys choose these pedals in a collaboration?
Yeah, he kind of told me what he wanted, and then I gave him suggestions of what my favorite things are, and then we kind of came to a meeting of the minds.
Let's walk through it really, really quickly.
Sure.
First of all, what's this?
That is a MIDI controller that's going to control the Eventide and the Nemesis, and then the Synergy modules that are in the rack.
Ah, yes.
Which is behind us.
Okay.
And so that's controlling basically all his amp tones. So he can
very cool.
Change all his presets and change his amps. He goes between 4 different modules.
Awesome. What's this?
That is additional MIDI buttons for that guy, so he can have...
For big feet. Yeah.
Exactly.
Very cool. Hartman analog flanger, I think that's a favorite of yours, right?
That is a copy of the Electric Mistress we were just playing through, and they were like the best ones that came out.
They were very, not in production anymore.
Very close to the sound.
What is that? That's more of a phaser. Okay, got it. Yeah.
But that's your Police, the same exact. It's a clone of one. So that's on there. This Chase Tone preamp is an Echoplex preamp pedal that's incredible. It just adds a fullness to the whole board. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of anything that smacks the front end of the amp, so that's great.
Tejas boost, you were just playing through that on the other board.
Yep.
It's a fattening boost. This is a JHS Andy Timmons. It's kind of like a JCM 800, kind of martially.
Get me one of those.
This is a Jock Chorus, which is a cross between a TC and a CE1. It's a very fun.
It fattens the guitar a lot. Yeah, clean too.
This is a Duelist pedal, which is by Jesse Davey. It's a very Stevie Ray Vaughan-ish tube screamer and what Dumb kind of sound. What is this called? This is called the Sweet Strat Sauce. It's like a, again, like a Dumbly type pedal, very, you know, Stratty, Bryan Adams-ish.
Dave, in the big room, there's maybe 5 or 6 pedal boards in progress. I'm not going to show all of those. But then I walk into this room, and this is your real workshop, isn't it? And you've got 3 ready to go in here.
Yeah, these are all on stage. I'm waiting for some things for that one, a custom interface, and then these are, I got to build a couple of minor things for.
Well, and our friends at XTS make a great housing for the ODR1. That's great, true.
Yeah, and they also rehouse the Echo machine.
Oh.
And they do these custom EQ things.
Yeah, that EQ sounds great.
They're so good.
They're good. They're really good.
And then this is a little guy, acoustic board.
Oh, okay, cool.
It can double as an electric because he threw that down, but it's mainly the LR bags feeding some stuff.
Very, very cool. And then this one over here.
This one's for a guy in San Diego where he wants to control everything on the board via the gig rig. And he's got like 1,000 expression things hooked up to this bad boy, and I'm waiting on a Mutron that we're true bypassing, and then a custom interface that we're making.
Well, let me know because I can time it right before this one goes out the door.
I will. Yeah, definitely.
Awesome, man. Thanks.
Thank you.